There is a moment in every man or woman's life, often in their 40s or 50s, when the world becomes quieter. The chase loses its thrill. The external noise begins to fade, and you are left with yourself. This is not a crisis. It's a calling. It's the beginning of your second life. Midlife is the ultimate invitation to become sovereign. To stop begging for love, attention, acceptance, or validation, and start embodying. The Stoics knew this over 2000 years ago, and their wisdom is more relevant now than ever. This masterclass is your full philosophical, psychological, and spiritual blueprint to attract power, peace, and purpose by becoming what you once chased. Let's begin. Part 1. Why Midlife is a Stoic Awakening. Midlife is misunderstood. It's not a descent, it's a doorway. Our culture treats aging like a disease, especially for those no longer fitting the image of youthful ambition. But to the Stoics, age was a gift, a sharpening of character. Seneca wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it. When you are young, you seek. You crave affirmation, momentum, recognition. Midlife gives you something better, clarity. It's when you realize you no longer need to impress everyone, just yourself. This is when your life becomes inward, reflective. You move from reaction to reflection. And in that space, real strength is born." Part 2. The core Stoic principles that set you free. 1. Dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught that freedom begins with understanding what is within your control and what is not. In midlife, you finally see you can't control others' opinions, outcomes, or the past. But you can control your choices, your character, and your responses. Stop begging for things outside your control. Start building what is within your reach. 2. Voluntary discomfort and resilience. Train yourself to endure discomfort. Choose discipline. The Stoics practiced cold baths, fasting, walking in warm clothes, not to suffer, but to remind themselves they didn't need much. In a world of luxury and excess, voluntary discomfort builds resilience, and resilience is magnetic. 3. Amor fati. Love your fate. Fate is not your enemy, it's your path. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." Don't resent your midlife challenges. Love them. Use them. They are the raw material for your greatness. 4. Memento mori. Remember you will die. Mortality is not morbid, it's motivating. You realize time is your most precious resource. You no longer beg for more time, you use what you have with purpose. Live as if you were already dead, Marcus said, and you'll stop wasting your life. 5. Virtue over validation. Stoics didn't measure their worth by praise or popularity. Only one thing mattered: virtue, integrity, courage, wisdom, temperance. Live by these, and you'll attract people who value substance over flash. 6. Indifference to the external. Let go of things that don't serve your higher purpose. Whether it's wealth, status, or even people, you owe nothing to what no longer aligns with your deepest values. Part 3. Never beg again. Stoic power in practice. Begging weakens you. Whether it's begging for attention, a second chance, or someone's love, you are outsourcing your power. A Stoic never begs. Instead, they speak less, mean more. Walk away without drama. Choose self-respect over temporary comfort. In relationships, the Stoic doesn't cling. They attract by being whole. In career, they don't scheme, they master their craft. In parenting, they guide without control. Self-contained people are magnetic. When you no longer need anything from others, they come to you. Part 4. Stoic Dialogues, Real-Life Examples. Example 1. The silent breakup. You are ghosted or dumped without closure. The non-Stoic response: panic, texting, begging. The Stoic response: stillness, silence, dignity. Example 2. Losing a job at 50. Panic sets in. But the Stoic says, good. Now I become who I was too afraid to be. Example 3. Parenting teens. They rebel. You feel disrespected. The Stoic doesn't explode or guilt trip. He leads by quiet example. Part 5. Building the Stoic Attractor Mindset. Power does not shout. It radiates. To attract from a place of peace, the Stoic builds these internal traits. Self-containment. You are enough. You don't need to explain yourself, justify your decisions, or prove your value. Your quiet confidence speaks louder than words. Strategic silence. Not every emotion needs expression. Not every challenge requires reaction. The Stoic knows the value of timing, of restraint. You listen more, speak less, and act with clarity. Walk away power. You no longer tolerate what diminishes you. Whether it's a job, relationship, or pattern, if it costs your peace, it's too expensive. Stillness in the storm. When others panic, you remain calm. When others gossip, you remain grounded. Stillness is not inaction, it is powerful, poised patience. Long game thinking. You are no longer seeking quick fixes. You build slowly, deeply, and deliberately. What you create now is not for trends, but for legacy. This mindset makes you magnetic, mysterious, and deeply respected. Part 6. Stoic Journaling plus Meditation Routines. Daily discipline leads to long-term transformation. The Stoic uses writing and reflection to stay aligned. Morning journaling prompts. What challenges might I face today? How can I respond with virtue? What desires can I release? What small action can I take that honors my values? Evening reflections. Did I control my emotions today? Where did I act from fear or ego? Where did I choose wisdom or strength? What can I improve tomorrow? Meditation practice. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes. Sit in stillness. Focus on breath. Then repeat. I am not disturbed by events, only by my judgment of them. I release what I cannot control. I choose virtue over comfort. I am here, now, and enough. These practices ground you. They clarify your intentions and purify your mindset. They make you deeply attractive, not through appearance, but through presence. Part 7. Lifestyle Design, Midlife Reborn. Now that you've shed the begging mindset, how do you live? Minimalism with meaning. Your space reflects your mind. Remove clutter digitally, emotionally, physically. Keep only what serves your higher self. Quality over quantity. Digital boundaries. Control your time and attention. Social media doesn't deserve your best hours. Create before you consume. Be intentional with every click. Purposeful relationships, you no longer entertain energy drainers. You seek truth, depth, reciprocity. You speak less but listen more. You laugh without pretense. Love without fear. Environment of excellence, your home is peaceful. Your clothes intentional. Your routines sacred. You treat your life like a temple, not a circus. Time wealth, you buy time through simplicity. You stop rushing. You value slow, present moments. You are rich not because you own more, but because you need less. Midlife is not decline, it's design. You finally get to build a life that matches your soul. Part 8: Deep Philosophy, Depth, Time, and Legacy. Memento mori, remember you must die. The Stoics didn't see death as tragedy. They saw it as the ultimate filter for what matters. Time is your only wealth. Every moment wasted in resentment, regret, or rumination is theft from yourself. The Stoic honors life by living fully aware of its limits. Death clarifies everything. Knowing you'll die sharpens your attention. You no longer chase shallow things. You pour yourself into people and projects that matter. Legacy of virtue, your money, looks, and titles will fade. What remains is how you lived, your presence, your character, your courage. You leave behind a trail of light or shadows. Choose light. Anti-fragile mindset, what tries to break you makes you wiser. Every loss becomes a lesson. Every wound a doorway. You don't just survive, you transcend. This is the deep Stoic flame. Not just philosophy, but a way of being. An eternal power hidden in plain sight. Part 9: The Stoic Path Forward. There comes a day when your begging dies, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Not because your heart is closed, but because it is finally full. You don't chase anymore. You choose. You don't seek approval. You radiate alignment. This is the Stoic path forward. From seeking to standing. From needing to nurturing. From fear to presence. From survival to creative sovereignty. You no longer react, you respond with intention. You no longer fear being alone, you walk in powerful solitude. You no longer ask, who will love me? You ask, how deeply can I love without fear? You are not waiting to be chosen. You are choosing yourself every single day. You become still, and people feel your strength. You become silent, and people lean in to hear you. You become detached, and what is true flows toward you. You don't need to beg for peace. You don't need to beg for love. You don't need to beg for opportunity. You become peace. You give love. You create opportunity. That's the path. That's the Stoic attractor. That's the future you. Outro: embodying the attractor. So from this day forward, you never beg again. Not because you are heartless, but because you've found your heart. Not because you don't care, but because you finally care enough to let go. This is midlife. But for you, it's not the middle. It's the beginning. Bell subscribe to channel name for more Stoic wisdom, silent strength, and sovereign living. And remember, never beg again. Become what you once chased.